Hi friends, it's Julie Golding-Page, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, here along the tidal Scudig or St. Croix River, the traditional territory and home of the Passamaquoddy, and I'm grateful that they share this beautiful place with us. Today I have a card for you using die cuts from the beautiful new Wildflower Birthday specialty paper. So it comes with paper and die cuts both, which is a really nice and new thing that Stampin' Up! Has recently started doing. So let's get right to the card. I'm just going to switch my view here, and here you go. So here is the card that we're going to make today. We're going to make a variation of this card because the die cuts are many that come in the package, but I'm going to use a slightly different one than this, and I'm going to change up the colors. So we'll just have a little fun with this today. And I wanted to show you, this is the birthday celebration stamp set that we're going to be using. And it's a really nice stamp set because it has a number of different words like cake, make-a-wish, hooray, birthday, that can be used for birthdays and other celebrations. And then it also has these kinds of things. So ND, ST, TO, TH, and they go with the numbers. So here I've got 79 and then I put TH, so it's 79th. So that's a really neat feature of this particular bundle. And here are the dies that go with it. So you can get some tassels and you can build some bunting out of that. You can use these little die cuts here as well. There's a big tag. And then you have numbers all the way from 0 through 9. So you can make any number that you need for your birthday card, which is a really cool personalization option. So when you buy the bundle, that is the stamp set and also the dies, you do get 10% off when you purchase them as a bundle together. So that's a really nice thing that Stampin' Up! Always does to give their customers a bit of a break. So I like to mention that. And we're just going to use one ink today. So it's a simple stamping card. We're going to be using this Blueberry Bushel ink. And I wanted to let you know too that every week what I do to decide what kind of project that I do on my Facebook Live is on my Facebook page, Julie's Craft Attic, where you're seeing this right now, usually earlier in the week. So often around Monday or sometimes maybe Tuesday, it depends on how busy I am. I'll put a this or that up and I'll say, do you want me to use this or do you want me to use that? And this week I said, would you like me to use a cake, like here's a cake die cut, or a floral die cut? And people overwhelmingly went for the floral die cut. But I also wanted to just show you this cake card briefly, and I'll probably blog that in the coming days as well, so you can see that. If you're looking for my blog, just click on Learn More right here in the post, and that'll take you right to today's post, which will give you access to the video ongoing on my website. For today's card, it will also give you the full supply list and other information about the card that I'm making today, plus any other projects from the past. All right, so let's go ahead and we will make this particular card. So I have all my pieces cut here, and we're going to start with this little rectangle of peach pie cardstock, and it always makes me hungry when I use these colors from Stampin' Up! That have pie in the name. Right now we have peach pie, pecan pie, and pumpkin pie. So anytime you're using orange or brown, it seems like it's pretty dangerous because it makes you want to eat. And we also have another color that's brown called early espresso. So now you got coffee and pie. So any other fans of coffee and pie out there, I just find it always makes me hungry to use these colors. All right, so we're going to take our Blueberry Bushel. We're going to open that up, and here we go. So as you can see on my card here, I used happy. So we're going to stamp happy right in the bottom left corner of this little rectangle. All right, so which one is that? It's this one here. Okay, so I'm just going to put the stamp set aside there, and we'll just put that on the block. And we'll ink it up so you can just tap firmly but not squish into the ink pad because it's made of a foamy material. So if you squish hard rather than just go tap, 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 you will get ink all over here and probably on your hands as well because it is really inky, these nice ink pads that they sell. So just ink it up and don't squish. That'll be a better result overall. And then we'll want to just hold it down for several seconds and see how we did. So very nice and clear. I like Blueberry Bushel for stamping words like this. I find it really, really good. So for the number that I cut out with my dies, I cut out a 53. So I'll have to get RD, so 53rd. So I'll want that RD that's right there. So let's see if we can get that off. There's the RD. And we just put it on our little block here. You might wish to use a smaller block. If you have a small block, that can work, but the bigger ones are okay too. And I'll have just a little rectangle here of scrap paper to do that on. So let's tap, 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 coat that up really nicely so you can see. I like these photopolymer stamps because you can see when they're ready to go. And let's just stamp that on and see how I did. I cut a bigger piece of paper than I needed just in case it didn't work out the first time. And you can always flip it over and stamp on the back. Okay, so that is it for our stamping. We don't need to do another thing. So thank you for your service, Blueberry Bushel. I'm just going to put you aside up there. I'm going to pull out my paper snips here. These are scissors that Stampin' Up! Sells. I find they're really, really good ones. And just as you see here, I'll just point with the scissors there. I cut kind of at an angle. So let's do an angled cut there and an angled cut there just to give it a little bit of interest without any fuss. Very simple and easy to do. So there we go. We've got that ready to go now. So all our stamping is finished. I don't think I need scissors anymore either, so I'll just put those away. And we'll put together the rest of the card. Okay, so here is the exact die cut that I showed online when people chose if they wanted me to do a card with a cake or a card with a floral bouquet. So it's a bit different than this one, but it'll work just as nicely on the card. And we have some of this beautiful wildflower birthday paper here. So this is one side of it. The other side has this gold foil decorated floral paper as well. And I'd like to show you the papers that come with this wildflower birthday specialty paper. They are really beautiful. So they come with some really neat features that are kind of new. So this one has all these tags that you can cut out, which are beautiful. And you can see that nice gold on there. So many, many tags. You can do all kinds of stuff with that. And on the back is this nice print that you could use for lots of things as well. Here's some more of the papers. So they do come with 5 different patterns of gold foil decorated paper. You can see how useful these would all be. They're very pretty. And I really like this cake one. I think that's one of my favorites. And then if you flip them over, they've got these beautiful pastel coordinating patterns to kind of give it a little more monochromatic background to work with all the busy patterns that it comes with. So that's really nice. And here is the sheet of die cuts. So you can see, look, there's so many. You've got balloons, you've got cakes, you've got bunting, you've got flowers and leaves and all kinds of things here. I like this little cake here too. That's nice. And you get a couple of sheets of those as well with your 10 pages of the gold foil decorated paper. So really nice. Again, it's called Wildflower Birthday. And just click through to where it says Learn More. And I've got all the information there on how to purchase it if you're interested. So it's always hard to decide which side of the paper to use because they're always so pretty. But I think this would be probably a bit too busy for my taste. I kind of like this sort of gingham pattern on the back, so I think I'll go with that one. So I'm just going to use my Stampin' Seal here, which is the tape glue that you get from Stampin' Up. And you do get refills that you can put into your little dispenser here, which is what I do. I buy it that way. And it's a fair bit cheaper than buying a brand new one. So I'm going to put this on here. And I'd love to hear where you're watching from today. If you're new to my stuff, I would invite you to click through where it says learn more, and you can see my website. I have a newsletter where I tell people about the deals that are coming up or are currently on. I have lots of online classes. In fact, this card came from a recent class that I taught, so you can kind of see the types of things that I do in my classes. And I would love to have you follow me here on my page as well. So I'm going to use this card base. It is Pool Party. So I'm just going to fold that. I had pre-scored it there with my scoring tool. And I'm going to use my little bone folder here. Indispensable tool. It's pretty cheap, but I use it all the time. And there you go. So we've got our card base made. So I'm going to take this and use dimensionals, which are these little hexagons. If you're not familiar with them, they are the best. I love them so much. And I've told my customers many times that the main reason I've stayed with Stampin' Up! As a customer first and now as a demonstrator for a few years is their adhesives. They're so good. It's so frustrating when you put something together and put a lot of work into it and your adhesives dry out and the whole thing falls apart. And so good adhesives are really important, and so I really like the ones that Stampin' Up! Works with. Okay, so there's our card base. We're going to use Pool Party instead of pink this time, just to mix it up a little, because you could use really any of the colors here. This is the Blueberry Bushel, this is Peach Pie, this is Old Olive, and then you've got this Pretty in Pink. So you could use any of those colors. Now what I like to do next is just kind of arrange all the things first to see where you want them to be. I don't really like to stick anything down until I've kind of played with the arrangement, because once you stick it down, it's kind of too late. And I like to see where it's going to go first. So I think that's a pretty good arrangement, actually. So let me see. Okay, I'm going to put this on first. So this Peach Pie rectangle, just going to use my Stampin' Seal tape glue to stick that on. And I'm going to leave this here so I can, whoops, put it on right side up first of all, but just kind of see where everything falls. I don't want anything to go off the side of the card, or that will be just too big for the envelope. So that's not what we want. Okay, I think that's going to do rather well. Okay, so I think I'll take this and I'll use my dimensionals to put on my die cut next. So these die cuts are a really great kind of short way to make a card, a really nice shortcut, I guess. Because then you don't have to do much stamping, you don't have to do any cutting, they just come pre-perforated, you punch them out and that's it. So it's really, really convenient. Okay, so let's see where we want that to go exactly. I wanted it to go slightly off the top, slightly off each edge, just to bring the whole thing together for us. And then I made this particular circle out of another set of dies. And this is actually my favorite set of dies. It's not the most exciting looking set of dies, but I find it the most useful because it's got these nested squares, or they could be diamonds. They've got these chevron shaped labels that you can use for your words, and then all these nested circles. And there's just so much you can do with them all the time. They are called Stylish Shapes dies. So these I find are a really good investment to have a good base for making basic shapes that you really need all the time. So I use them year round and I really like them. So this one is made of the gold foil sheets, and everything you see here is all from Stampin' Up. I use everything from Stampin' Up because when you are a demonstrator, you get a minimum 20% discount. And so it just is better for me financially, and also to show you the full line of what Stampin' Up does have. So I think I'll be putting that somewhere kind of like this. All right, let's see if we can do that then. I'll just put a couple of these on, kind of on the bottom here. And just like that ought to do. Okay, and now we want to put our numbers on. So I made these numbers 53. So I'm going to stick those on there. And again, just in case you missed the beginning, these are the dies that go with this bundle called Birthday Celebration. And you can see they have numbers 0 all the way through 9. So it's a really useful set, especially when you pair it with the stamp set, and then you can have like happy 1st birthday, happy 21st birthday, happy 32nd birthday, and they have all these little things to put on the end. Happy 4th birthday, whatever. And it's really nice because then you can kind of personalize it for the person you're making it for. So I'm just going to use this multi-purpose liquid glue, and it has a very nice fine tip on it. So I find that it's super good for little tiny things like this, and I really enjoy using it. So here, let's see what we can do. It's sometimes a little tricky to put something like this with the liquid glue onto a gold foil thing, because gold foil paper is really slippery, and so it's going to take a little bit longer for your items to actually dry. So I'd say just make sure you give it adequate time to dry, but it will. I've done this successfully on the other card and also at the class that I taught with this card, so it's okay. And speaking of my classes, I do have a link that you can go through right here on this post to look at them. I have in-person classes here in this region of New Brunswick, and I also have online classes. So I've got kit classes, I've got a Ukrainian children's fundraiser coming up. I have an SPCA animal shelter fundraiser as well. I've got kit classes, I've got from scratch classes, all kinds of different things. So I'd encourage you to look there. If you have any questions, feel free to message me anytime. I'd be happy to help you out. And let's see, so there's our number. We've got that on there. So we're almost done our card. It's really not hard to make this one at all. So we have to put this RD for 53rd. So I think if we just kind of stuck it right there, that would look nice. So let's put a glue dot. These are the mini glue dots, and I find them a really useful thing as well. They're perfect for putting ribbon on, because with ribbon, wet glue doesn't really work. So you have to have something that's a dry glue like this, and they work really, really well for that. Okay, so there's the RD on there. And now we just have embellishments. So for my embellishments, I'm using adhesive back dots for days. So they do come in several colors. So you've got a yellow, this is a pinkish color. I think it might be Flirty Flamingo. You've got a green, which looks like garden green, I think. And then you've got these pool party ones. So let's mix it up a little. On this card, I used all pool parties. So I put 2 there and 1 up there. But I think we'll maybe mix it up a little this time. Let's see what we can do. So here we go. I'm just going to try to pull this out here. Maybe I don't need those ones anyway. Okay, so let's see. So I think I'll put one of these pool party ones up here like I did last time. And I like this technique where you put it just over the edge of a paper. It just brings together all of the elements in a very interesting way. And maybe what we'll do, would this green work? I think it would. So let's do a green. And what else will we use? Let's see, maybe we'll use another one of those pool party ones. I think that would work. And we'll put it kind of like that. And with that, we have finished our entire card. So very simple. A little bit of die cutting that I did myself to make the numbers and this circle. But all the other pieces, this die cut came pre-perforated. You just punch it out of the sheet. And the rest are just cut with a regular paper trimmer. So if you want more information, please click through where it says Learn More. I've got all kinds of information there. And I hope you enjoyed this project today. Thank you so much for watching. If you don't have a demonstrator already to help you, I would be delighted to help you with your crafting needs. Just send me off a message and we can get started. And otherwise, have a wonderfully crafty weekend. Bye for now.